I have noticed my patients coming to me, they would be like, oh, this is wrong, you must be doing it just for money. I have heard people actually telling this on my face. And recently I've noticed this change in myself. When I actually give some treatment, I was like, okay, fine, this is what you want. It's not what actually should be given, but this is what you expect me to do. I feel that I'm losing that thing, you know, the desire to serve people is actually not, in the long run, I'll lose it, you know, the thing. So I don't know what should I do to, you know, prevent myself?
Yes, a very good question. First of all, we all have a doctor in us. And you as a doctor has to help this doctor heal the body. This doctor heals the body first. This doctor is there all the time, scanning for disease, scanning for what's wrong. And when this doctor is not taken care of, it cannot help. But it's true. It's because people put that expectation on you. Listen to them. They have their expectations. They want this for their book. Childbirth was natural. Because this means everything is normal. They don't realize that if the baby is breached, or say something's dramatically wrong and the umbilical cord is tied around, that the best thing, the safest thing for the mother and for the baby would be to have a cesarean. And if you just simply tell them, look, if you don't trust me or believe me, get another opinion. Because they'll only respect you for this. What is not taught at the medical school is how to interact with the people. This is a human trait that you have to learn. And you can only learn that by not playing doctor, but by playing human. When my doctor first went to the hospital, I went to see him. This was a few years ago. He's an old man. He ended up in the hospital. So I said to him, I said, Doc, what do you want to do? He goes, I want to go home. I want to go home. And you know how many people he has advised, no, you can't go home, stay a couple more days. I said, should I give you your own advice, or should I have talked to your doctors and get you home? He goes, talk to them, get me home. I don't want to hear my own advice. Because we forget. Gurus forget to be human. There is no glory in being human. You want to be superhuman. And all the glory is when you are human, because that's who you are. This is why it's so important to know yourself. Be transparent. That's what another human wants you to be. You represent something more. You represent a hope. You represent a whole different dynamic. If you're in an airplane and the captain comes back and says, we got a problem, and then he goes back into the cockpit, how would that make you feel? You want him to tell you, talk to you, answer your question. What is the problem? Are we going to die? So we forget that, you know. There was a plane that nearly crashed. It was an A380 in Thailand. They finally got it stopped. I will tell you that captain, he was a senior captain who was flying. It happened to be, what a combination of pilots in that cockpit. It was senior training captain, it was the senior captain for Qantas, it was the senior line check pilot, it was everybody. He stops the airplane, one of the engines didn't stop, they had to use foam to stop the engine. There was fuel all over the ramp. You know what the captain says? Everybody told him, deploy the chutes. He goes, no, I'm not going to put my passengers through that fuel and muck that's lying there. Bring the trucks and bring the stairs. I want them to deplane and go right into the bus and be comfortable. Then there are pilots who will have their passengers sit for 4 hours in a hot airplane and not say a word. Talk. This is our problem. We don't talk. We argue. And as human beings, nobody likes to argue.
Prem Rawatji, I wish I had flown with you when you were flying a plane.